This Sunday is the Feast of the Pentecost. So generally speaking, among Christian denominations, specifically in the Episcopal Church of America, there are 7 principal feasts in the church year. And of course, we're very familiar with things like All Saints' Day, Christmas, Easter, but some of the other feasts we sort of lose track of. We talked about the Feast of the Ascension last week in the video, and we transferred that feast day to the Sunday. That is a principal feast of the church year, as is Pentecost. And Pentecost, we have a couple of things going on. Of course, it highlights the arrival of the Holy Spirit among the apostles, those early Christians. It is also what we consider to be the birthday of the church. And it's been vogue over the years. Sometimes churches will have a birthday cake for the church. They'll have red balloons, sometimes to signify the speaking in different languages. People will read the Acts story in multiple languages simultaneously, which is kind of fun and a nice novelty the first time you experience it. Those are all kind of whimsical things that we've done in the past and things that we've done here at St. John's. But it's all to just give some of the idea of the excitement, the lightness, the real joy of Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit visits the Christian church, visits Christians here on earth, and inspires us with creativity, with all of the richness of life that the Holy Spirit gives us, that we experience through God in that life of grace. So of course, with all of that said, our Feast of Pentecost here at St. John's will be a very joyful event. We'll have our brass quartet with us, brass quartet and timpani. We will have a prelude and a postlude. They will be movements of a suite, a Pentecost suite by the American composer Walter Peltz. And he took 2 Lutheran chorales about the Holy Spirit for the outer movements. And the inner movement is a setting of Come Down, O Love Divine, which is the hymn that we'll sing at the sequence. So we'll do the first 2 movements as prelude and the last movement as a postlude. And then, of course, the brass will join us on the hymns as well as the offertory anthem. So the offertory anthem is by the California, Beverly Hills-based composer Craig Phillips. He's at All Saints Beverly Hills. And he wrote this piece a number of years ago, and we've sung it here at St. John's a couple of times. It's a wonderful setting of a traditional Pentecost text, Hail this joyful day's return. And it sort of sums up the entire Christian year, all the way from Advent here to this crowning moment of the church's birthday of the arrival of the Holy Spirit. Very wonderful setting. The choir enjoys singing this when it comes up in our rotation. It sounds great with the brass. So really wonderful offertory anthem. To get things started, we will be singing Hail Thee Festival Day. And this is a hymn that we sing every year on Easter. Some of that is a practical consideration because the Easter version of this hymn has 8 verses, and we need all that time to get all of the people into church and the children to flower the cross. This tune and that refrain text, Hail Thee Festival Day, is in our hymnal 3 times, once for Easter, once for Ascension, and once for Pentecost. We didn't completely want to wear it out, so we didn't sing it last week, but we will sing the Pentecost version this week. So if you can kind of remember singing this on Easter morning, this is our other chance to sing this in the church year. And it is a little bit of a tricky hymn. It has those 2 different verses with different music settings. That can be a little bit of a trick to do, but it's a very easy tune to follow. Your ear is really drawn to the line. That was composed by Ralph Vaughan Williams, the very, very important British hymnologist and composer from the early 20th century. And he is also the composer of the tune Down Ampney. Down Ampney was actually the town that he was from, where he was raised. And he used that hometown name for this hymn tune for Come Down, O Love Divine. And as I said, that tune will make an appearance at the end of the prelude, and then we'll sing it again at the sequence. wonderful celebratory music as we wrap up the Christian year this Sunday. We hope that as you mark the arrival of the Holy Spirit, that you will come and worship with us here at St. John's Cathedral.